Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Cowboys trade pitch moves Prescott, number 12 for $112 million Steelers star. The Dallas Cowboys have been in some interesting trade rumors over the past few months, mainly with Dak Prescott and others on the roster. However, moving Prescott now doesn't make much sense, unless the Cowboys landed a franchise quarterback in return or a draft haul they couldn't pass up on. Despite that reality, some have now suggested to trade Prescott for T.J. Watt of the Pittsburgh Steelers, including former NFL quarterback Kurt Benkert, who proposed a trade that would move Prescott and the 12th overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft to the Steelers for Watt, one of the best edge rushers in the NFL. T.J. Watt for Dak Prescott and a first-round pick swap, who says no? Steelers get a QB and avoid the contract plus get pick number 12. Cowboys get pick number 21 plus Watt and get to see what Milton can do. They'd have the best D-line in the NFL and would give them an actual chance in the NFC East, Benkert said. While the Dallas Cowboys don't have much reason to move on from Prescott, the same might not be said for the Pittsburgh Steelers and their All-Pro. According to a report from Mark Kaboly of the Pat McAfee Show, he believes there's something to keep an eye on with the Steelers and Watt. It makes the situation much more interesting, but moving on from Prescott might not make sense, even if the Steelers are open for business on the veteran. After talking to people, I'd keep an eye on this #Steelers TJ Watt contract situation moving forward a little more closely. It doesn't appear that the IG picture, below, he posted yesterday was just by chance. I'd imagine an extension is still going to eventually get done, but the price tag just might be a tad bit higher than some anticipated, he wrote. In a perfect world, the Dallas Cowboys would be able to add Watt without giving up Prescott. If they could move the 12th overall pick for him, that would be something to consider. However, the Pittsburgh Steelers are also looking for a franchise quarterback, and unless somebody falls to the 12th pick, there isn't much of a reason for them to want that pick. Regarding Prescott, who's coming off a tough injury after ending his season with a hamstring ailment, he told reporters on Friday that he could play a game if he had to right now, and that he's close to where he wants to be. If I had to play a game today, I definitely could do that, Prescott said, per ESPN. It's about moving forward healthy to make sure I can play 17 times, 20 games, whatever we get to when the time's right. I'm getting close to where I want to be. I don't want to put a percentage on it, Prescott said. I know we've got team activities coming up, imagine myself being involved in some sort if not all. This is a positive sign for the Cowboys. Ultimately, in no way should they trade a franchise quarterback for Watt, unless there's more to the trade to help them find a franchise quarterback again. Former Cowboy is destined to disappoint new team after signing $33 million deal. The Dallas Cowboys aren't used to making big moves in the offseason. That didn't change this year either. The most significant changes happened on the coaching staff with Brian Schottenheimer taking over as head coach. The Cowboys made a bunch of low-cost signings this offseason and at the same time, they've seen a couple of players sign elsewhere in free agency. One guy who left town was DeMarcus Lawrence. He signed a 3-year, $32.5 million deal in free agency that could be worth up to $42 million. Shortly after signing with Seattle, he took a shot at the Cowboys, saying, "But I know for sure I'm not going to win a Super Bowl there. So, yeah, we here." He then responded to Micah Parsons on X, stating, "Maybe if you spent less time tweeting and more time winning, I wouldn't have left." Although he was with the Cowboys for 11 years, there was clearly some friction inside the locker room, which could have played a role in him signing with the Seahawks. While that may have been good for him in hindsight, it could be a decision he comes to regret. Lawrence went from playing with arguably the best edge rusher in the league in Parsons to suiting up with Leonard Williams, Byron Murphy II, Uchenna Nwosu, and Boy Mafe to name a few. While those guys have been productive in the league, none of them are of the caliber of Parsons. That will lead to more attention on Lawrence with fewer opportunities for one-on-one opportunities. Over his career with the Cowboys, he had 450 total tackles, 97 TFLs, 126 QB hits, and 61.5 sacks. He developed into a quality defender for Dallas, but his choice to sign with the Seahawks could end badly. The Cowboys have the better quarterback, better number one receiver, and better overall player. While Seattle gave Lawrence a nice deal, the odds are he won't be winning a Super Bowl with the Seahawks either. Cowboys' perfect 2025 NFL Draft trade. With a new coach in place, Dallas Cowboys QB Dak Prescott expressed excitement. And he also said positive things about the injury that sidelined him last year. With those good notes at hand, here is the Cowboys' perfect 2025 NFL Draft trade. The Cowboys stand in the number 12 slot in the draft and have 10 picks overall. However, 7 of those selections are in rounds 5 through 7. The Cowboys have the number 44 pick, round 2, and 76, round 3, but don't have a 4th-round pick. So basically their ammunition, without dipping into next year's picks, is their number 44 selection. Jerry Jones can be unpredictable at times in the draft. But the Cowboys don't often wheel and deal. They have done it only 8 times in their history, including 1990 to grab Emmitt Smith. They also moved up in 2010 to get Dez Bryant. However, the Cowboys haven't traded up since 2012. But this might be the year to break that string. If they sit at number 12, they will likely miss out on wide receiver Tataroa McMillan. And this is the guy the Cowboys need. There's a chance the Saints will grab McMillan with the number 9. Also, the 49ers might have their eye on him at number 11. So the obvious team for the Cowboys to have a conversation with is the Carolina Panthers. First, the Panthers have a weak organization. That is, they've won only 5 games 4 times in the last 6 years. In other 2 seasons, they won 7 and 2 games, respectively. It's easier to make trades with weak organizations. The Panthers probably have a poor draft strategy for 2025, just as they've done in previous seasons. Therefore, the Cowboys could offer their number 12 pick and their 2nd-round pick, number 44, for the Panthers' number 8 and 3rd-round pick, number 74. This would allow the Cowboys to leap past the Saints and 49ers and select McMillan. McMillan would give the Cowboys an awesome combination alongside CeeDee Lamb. McMillan's 6'4", 219-pound frame and skill set would give Prescott 2 top-flight targets on every snap. However, there are questions about the injury that dogged him in 2024, according to an AFC scouting director via NFL.com. He got hurt in the spring and I don't know that he ever made it back to 100%, an AFC scouting director said. The 2023 tape gives you a better idea of who he is. McMillan profiles as a possession receiver who can also win on deep balls. He's a prototypical X-receiver, according to the 33rdteam.com. He's physical at the catch point, long, and difficult to play through with his length and catch radius, Kyle Krabs wrote. McMillan has the kind of hands that a quarterback will come to love. He's effortless with how he plucks the ball away from his frame, vacuums and passes quickly, and converts into a run-after-the-catch athlete. McMillan is a successful target in all 3 levels of the field, too. This boosts his outlook for immediate impact, although he does have room for growth in his release package versus press and his route savvy to create extra separation. Teams that run a lot of 3-by-1 with isolation on the backside should have an eye toward McMillan's game, particularly if they are more of a vertical-oriented passing attack. And you fan? What do you think about McMillan's situation? Write to us in the comments.